go a little bit of Silurian blue. No, sorry, ultramarine blue. Bit of burnt umber. And mix that into what was left of the head colour I used before. And then again I need to adjust the shape of the head of this animal. And then we can come down to the legs. So that leg's sort of in the wrong place, really, I now realise, or at least it's, if it wasn't before, it is now. But we'll hide that earlier mark a bit later. And I think I can actually use the same colour to begin to just introduce a little bit of shadow on this guy. And then that's going to allow me to pop in the rear legs as well with that same colour. And then we'll keep that going for the other lamb here on the far left. So that started to bring the animals on the left to life a little bit. So now we can go ahead and work on the sort of star of the show, as it were, and put some colour on the bigger animal in the foreground. So I'm just adding a bit more burnt umber to that bluish mix that I used for the head of the others, for the heads of the others, I should say. And let's start with the head here. And I'm going to ignore the presence of the eye for the moment. And it's not quite the right colour, but I'll just hint, while I've got this colour on the brush, I'll hint at some shadows on the underside of the animal. And by feathering the brush in the way that I just did, it adds a little bit of texture there as well. Now, as you can see, my paper's starting to buckle a bit, so I need to leave this to dry out. And then I'll perhaps tape it down a bit later. But before I actually do that, what I'm going to do is just try and get a layer of paint down on everything. Just so that I continue to work on the painting as a whole. So let's grab some more yellow and mix it into that sort of pale fleece colour I had before. Just grab a little brush corner of the red, just a touch more, a bit more again. There we go. A little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of cerulean blue. We'll mix that in with some white. And this time I'm going to spray the surface of the painting around that sheet, if I get my spray bottle to work. Oh, it doesn't seem to. There we go. And what we'll do is just begin to lay on a rather fluid layer of colour. And the paper, as you can see, I don't know how much it's coming across on camera. The paper is buckling quite badly. I normally tape it down. I don't know why I didn't. I thought, for some reason, I thought I'd be able to get away with it today. But anyway, we'll going with broad, expressive brush strokes that more or less follow the contours of the animal, but not too smoothly, because the fleece isn't smooth. The hair just kind of sticks out in more or less straight tufts. I appreciate that's a very simple way of looking at the situation, but nevertheless, we can quickly put down some texture within that very fluid wash. And now if I grab some white onto my unwashed brush, with a bit of luck, I can paint into that wet and introduce the beginnings of a lighter area on the back. And I'm grabbing a big lump of white now, another spray with the water bottle. Some more white, putting it on rather thickly this time. Again, refreshing the brush with a thick amount of white. And painting onto the wet surface like this, you get a little burst of white, but you don't get a hard edge. So it just creates a different effect.